we could do with a little less technology in the daily life.
Well,
So
I
Kid
don't.
Cudi dropped his new album.
Yeah, Kid Cudi's album. What's going on with that?
Michael really likes it.
It's pretty good, man.
I heard
It's
that
good?
one song you played for me. I've yet to listen to all of it, and I really do like Kid Cudi. Like, I think he's a very
I don't think it's on the
creative.
same level. Like the first album, like the first Man on the Moon album, was so good.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
tough to beat that one. It's not that good. Like not as good as that album because almost every song on that album I know every word to.
yeah. But that'd be like trying to fucking,
It'd be like
you
Frank
know.
Ocean and Orange compared to Blonde. I think Orange is
Yeah.
better, and I know Chase, you think Orange is better. A lot of people like Blonde though. Like a lot of people like it a lot. But
Over
I'm a bit.
Orange,
I
dude?
like Orange more. Orange is way
This
better.
is why our society's going to shit. Because people are picking blonde over orange. That's
Well,
the reason.
I don't know.
Orange, every track. Here's how you know it's
Every
a good
track on
album.
Orange is fire. Like I know,
Yeah,
we know
they're
every
awesome.
word.
And
these albums.
somehow, when someone plays a song from Orange, somehow there's always a song I've never heard before, and it's always good.
It's true. It's always like even if you go to a song, you're like, man, I feel like I've heard this, but I'm not 100%. And then it starts going more and more, and dude, it just gets better
No,
every time.
no person just willy-nilly plays a song from Blonde.
It's true. There's only like a couple like super good songs from Blonde.
Yeah.
It's not one of those. It's not one of
What's
those albums you go and hit shuffle on.
No, not at all. But for some reason, people like it more.
Bro, also on the Man on the Move album, or one of the Man on the Moon albums, because there's three of them. I'm
Well,
not sure if it's the
he's
second or
got three
first.
now. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the first or second, but you know the Make Her Say song with Kanye West.
yeah,
That song
yeah,
is
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good, man, and not a lot of people play it that much.
Yeah, I think
That's
Kid
a
Cudi is
really wild
amazing,
one
dude.
where they use lots of like voices to make the song.
They use the Poker Face by Lady Gaga song, and change it to Poke
Different
Her
one.
Face.
I think
Yeah,
I've heard
no,
that one though.
it's
But,
good.
yeah,
Oh, I've definitely played it for you for sure.
yeah. But I don't know. My thing with Kid Cudi is in like recent years, he's gone a little like off
Like
the rails.
I agree. The last like 2 or 3 albums were not that great. I
Well, not
don't
even
think.
just his music, but like as a person. I don't know. He's kind of like gotten a little. He went from being eccentric to being crazy, which is like what Kanye West did.
They're both
Yeah,
bipolar.
there
You
was
know
one
that.
of Kid Cudi's. There was one of Kid Cudi's songs that was like about sacrificing children to Satan or something,
Yeah, in like
and
one of the
like Bloody
last 2 albums,
Room.
it was crazy. Those were weird as
Yeah,
hell.
it was the one where he was out in the field like naked or whatever was
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
cover art.
That one, and then the
Yeah.
man. There was one before after it. It was terrible. Like I didn't like a single song on it. Like they were all not great.
Yeah, but look, he did the Man on the Moon 3, right? And you said you liked it. So is he
Yeah,
making a comeback now?
maybe. I mean, it's more like his older style. It's not like it's not like the shit in the last two. It's more like back to his roots style
Yeah,
type of
that's
song.
good.
Yeah.
You know, like
No,
it actually make the
and I
song
mean I
makes
do
sense.
like
Is what I'm saying. The other ones just I don't see 'em.
yeah, well I do like the original like Kid Cudi. It was just those two
Mm.
albums that were like,
Mhm.
Trash.
what's happening, bro?
What the fuck are you? What's
Yeah, I
going on
felt
with
like
you, bud?
I felt like I was being inducted into a cult, you know? I was scared. Um, yeah. So me and Jacob had this really good dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went to the Sprouts. Okay. You know the Sprouts?
The
Yes, we know what
Sprouts.
Sprouts is.
Yeah, Sprouts is a convenience store.
I think
Okay.
everybody knows what Sprouts
It's
is,
So,
Jason.
a
well, I
grocery
don't know.
store.
Maybe the podcast listeners don't know what a Sprouts is. Maybe they don't have it in their local area. You know? We have listeners from all over the world, Michael. Okay?
Everybody that listens knows
We're,
what
we're
Sprouts is.
internationally famous. If you didn't know it already, Michael.
Yeah, we have a video with
Sprouts.
64
We have
views,
60
bro. So
listeners on one of our videos.
you need to shut the fuck up. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
Bitch. Bitch. Bitch, where?
This bitch called me ugly. I said, bitch, where? She said, under all that makeup. I said, bitch, where?
Anyway, the Sprouts, like, what's the meat vendors? You know, the meat.
The butcher?
You used to be a
A
meat guy.
butcher?
Yeah, the
Avery
butcher.
was the one that was a butcher, genius.
Yeah, Avery
No,
was the.
no.
He
You
still is.
confused me
Kevin-
with Avery.
No.
Kevin was too at Kroger, right?
Kevin
he
was a
Kevin
meat guy.
I worked at
Kevin
the
was.
butcher block.
Kevin was a
in-
meat
at
guy.
Albertsons,
I was
Town Farm.
looking at Kevin, but you can't tell who I'm looking at through the fucking computer.
That's true. It's true.
So don't come at me, bro. I was talking to
Oh,
Kevin. You
I'm
weren't
at
even
you,
involved.
motherfucker. I am at you. I'm at
Kevin,
your door,
don't
knocking
at
on
me.
that bitch. Knock, knock, motherfucker. Who is it? Michael, bitch. I'm coming in Kool Aid Man style.
Michael, bitch.
Oh my god.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the Kool Aid Man doesn't knock.
Exactly.
He just
That's
breaks
the-
in.
I know. I run in and
I
then
used to-
say that joke. After
I used to have a
running
joke about that. At stand up, I used to have a joke about that.
in. Oh, about their Kool Aid Man running through the wall.
Yeah. Because he just breaks in and then he leaves. You know he's not going to Home Depot and paying for the sheetrock to
Dude,
repair it.
I
Oh, the
fucking
He's just
break?
know.
leaving you with damages.
He's so fucking inconsiderate of people's buildings. Like, he does
Yeah.
not give a fuck. And how does he not break? He's made out of glass. And he's running through brick. Tell me this.
Well,
He's made of bulletproof glass.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
well, if you want to ignore his like
Almost made that
anatomy,
really
You know how expensive that picture has to be? So fucking expensive.
How thick
Well,
it
where
is, how
was
heavy it is.
fucking
Like, it has to be a
onions go?
bulletproof picture. So it's not a pane. It has to be shaped. It's a fucking
Yeah.
bulletproof picture. And it's giant. It's fucking massive. It's larger than a person.
Well, where do his organs go? And like his
The
like,
Kool-Aid keeps him alive.
well,
The
he
Kool-Aid
for
is his
sure
blood.
talks. Where's his fucking voice box?
In
Yeah,
the
so if
Kool-Aid.
the Kool-Aid
With the
spills
electrolytes.
out of him, does he die?
No, all of it, yes.
But as long as there's some
But as
remaining,
long-
he doesn't die.
It's like his blood.
What's-
The more he loses, the less of a chance he
The
has to
weaker he
live.
becomes.
Can he
Um,
regenerate it, or do you have to like?
No, you have to
got
give it to
piss
him.
into him.
No, you have to get. Yeah, you have to give it to him.
You have
Like
to
you have to make some
You
Kool-Aid.
have to
You
mix
Or
could
it
just
with.
make more Kool-Aid in him.
But if
Yeah.
he
So
feels too-
technically, he's
But no, check this out. The ratio that it has to be from Kool-Aid dust or whatever, Kool-Aid mix to water needs to be specific.
Interesting.
what do you mean?
3
That's-
parts to 1.
Because if the Kool-Aid is his entire like self, correct? Or is what
Yeah.
keeps him alive, it needs to be precise. Just
Well,
like
hold
blood
on.
types for people.
Maybe if you don't mix the right portions, it doesn't like kill him. It just like changes his personality.
makes
So
him
if you have
more
like not
sick.
enough Kool-Aid stuff, he's like kind of depressed Kool-Aid man.
So
And if you have too much, he's like crackhead Kool-Aid man.
Oh my God.
What if you change the flavor of Kool-Aid?
I was
What
just
if
about to
it's
say
like
that.
grape Kool-Aid.
Oh, he's
like
definitely
different
black.
race.
It's grape
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Definitely. No fucking doubt.
Huh.
What other flavors are there? Grapefruit
You know,
punch.
I'm just now realizing something. He was red Kool-Aid, and
Yeah.
wasn't the way he said like, "Hey"?
Oh
you
yeah.
know, very like Native American.
No, he would.
Native
No,
American.
he would bust in a wall and scream, "Oh yeah!"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking running in with a bow and arrow and a feather hanging on his fucking head.
I don't know, but imagine like the guy
Oh,
from
Jesus.
Peter Pan who goes, "How?" Imagine him saying, "Oh yeah," and don't you think it would sound a lot like the Kool-Aid guy?
That's a good point.
Can we
Not-
talk
he's
about how
not
much of
wrong,
a
but I still
diva
disagree,
Tinkerbell
but you're
is?
not wrong. I see it. I see it, but I won't agree. What?
How much a diva Tinkerbell is?
Oh, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
I'll throat punch that bitch.
No. She to be alive people have to like believe in her.
The same as Santa.
Like there can be no doubt.
It's like Santa Claus.
What?
Santa Claus is the same way.
No,
Yeah, but
Santa
Santa
Claus
Claus
exists
doesn't
whether you
fucking-
believe in him or not.
Yeah, you just choose to believe in him. If you stop believing in Tinkerbell, she literally dies.
Good.
Like,
Fuck that bitch.
I mean, I don't agree with her at all, dude. Like, I'm not defending her.
Okay, check
But
this out. Wait.
what a fucking diva.
Yeah, fuck her, bro. But okay, I have an idea. Who there's a Tinkerbell movie coming out. All right.
Another one?
Is there?
I'm making it up. Who
Okay.
is the main actor?
Like who plays
Who
Tinkerbell?
plays Tinkerbell?
The voice?
No, like as a person.
Oh.
Well, actually, right now you're being pretty sexist, Michael, because an actor wouldn't play Tinkerbell. It would be
It'd
an actress.
You are a fucking bitch.
You're being sexist. What if a dude who's
Yeah, you're a
actually
bit. What if he identifies as a fucking
It's
woman,
playing
Chase? Fuck you for
Tinkerbell.
being such a
Then how
fucking
are you gonna
gender
feel?
bitch. Fuck you. Shut up. Who is playing fucking Tinkerbell?
What's like the theme of this movie? Is it like a badass Tinkerbell movie, or is it sort of like a foo-foo
The
Tinkerbell
original
movie?
Peter Pan story was pretty dark. Most
Normal Peter
Yeah.
Pan. Normal. Okay, like whatever.
like Disney Peter Pan or like
Is it
Disney Peter Pan.
old. Okay.
Like, well,
So it's gonna have like
Tinkerbell.
singing.
yes,
and it's
it's
gonna
going
have
to
like-
be a
Oh, so it's like
musical.
the
Did
Who-
Disney not own Peter Pan?
it's like the
Before?
Disney.
It didn't
The
write
original
the-
story was like,
Yeah,
So, who do
it
you
owns
think?
the rights to the movie, but the story was written before Disney even existed.
Let's just not answer my question at all.
Sorry.
no.
I
Sorry,
was thinking
I'm
about it,
trying to,
Michael.
I'm
That's
trying
a
to get to
hard
the
choice.
basis.
I mean,
If it's-
I'm sorry,
if it's
but right off the
foo-foo-
bat, it's got to be somebody blonde. I feel like. Yeah.
I know who my pick
I guess
is.
you could dye their hair blonde.
I
Anyways,
would
though, so it
like.
doesn't
I'm not a
matter.
big fan of this person, but I know who it would be. Like who I think it would be. It would be Taylor Swift. I told you I don't like her, but she's blonde. Kind of looked a little bit like Tinkerbell.
Yeah, but
She's a
I
Tinkerbell.
thought we were talking about like actresses. You know, like who would act her good too. I don't know if Taylor
She
Swift
a
is that
good
good of an
actress?
actor.
Acting is
Or-
fucking easy, except for crying on cue.
Watch, Michael's gonna be in the next Avengers movie.
Watch, bitch. I lie all the time, and people believe me all the time. So fuck you. I'm good.
I think it
acting.
should be I think it should be the chick from Game of Thrones.
No way, Maisie Williams. I was just about to say her.
Yeah.
That's
Macy.
Khaleesi?
Arya. You're talking
No,
about Arya?
Macy. What? Arya Stark.
Yeah, I was actually.
Yeah.
I just looked up her name like a second ago to find out who it was, and then I was gonna be like, yeah, I think that person.
Why
Uh,
her, not
Yeah,
Exactly.
instead
I
of
think she'd be a good one.
why her instead of not Cersei, Sansa?
Well, fuck Sansa. I hate Sansa.
Yeah, exactly. Why
That's
not the
real.
actor who plays Sansa instead
Plus,
of
plus Sansa's physique is too like long.
Wait,
You know,
who's-
like she's
well,
more of
well,
like a
that's part
tall
of it, but
person.
They're gonna shrink the motherfucker anyway.
well, yeah, they're gonna make her the size like but hold
Honest-
on. Who's the
Yeah,
other?
but
honestly, I was thinking of not Mila Kunis, Anna Kendrick. But she's
Anna
not like a
Kendrick.
bitchy. She's not a bitchy
She was in
personality.
that
Pitch
scene,
Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
I don't
Yeah.
like her.
I like her. She's attractive.
I don't like her. That's not my issue, okay? My issue is she seems kind of bitchy.
A
You know?
lot. Oh, I'm gonna stop.
I want my Tinkerbell to be someone I can get behind. You know?
No, no. That's not how that works.
No.
Who you think would
Yeah.
be drafted for
No.
the next Tinkerbell? And I don't think it'd be Macy Williams.
No.
She can't sing. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Well, you asked why does Tinkerbell have to sing?
It's a fucking Disney movie. It's a musical.
Disney style, so it's gonna have like music and shit in it.
I did
Did
look
she
it up.
sing in the original Peter Pan?
Yes. Probably.
What song?
No, she
fucking
doesn't
hell.
speak in the original one, but this is a Tinkerbell
It's
movie.
a Tinkerbell movie. and she's gonna be the main character. She's probably gonna sing.
Who knows, dude?
Oh.
I hope
Anna
they don't
Kendrick can
sing,
sing.
and I hope she doesn't speak.
Anna Kendrick could sing.
That's why I picked Taylor Swift.
I like Anna Kendrick because she's cute.
Michael's low-key just like
I don't like
recently
Taylor
got
Swift
into Taylor Swift, and he's trying to like subtly introduce it to us.
I hate Taylor Swift. Me and Kevin talked about this. Kevin knows how much I dislike her.
Dude,
You know,
okay.
I
so
talked to you about it literally 2 days ago.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
are we allowed to say people's names who we know who are like affiliated with us?
You know
Don't
what?
say last names.
You can't say the last name, but yeah, we'll all know. And you just have to say a thing that they did
Kevin-
and we'll know.
Other Kevin?
Other Kevin
Yeah.
who is not Kevin, this Kevin,
Yeah.
We know.
right?
Yeah, we know the other
Um,
Kevin you're talking about.
Yeah. Kevin R.
Oh.
You
We
know who I'm
know R. We know R. Are you
Yeah,
sure?
He loves Taylor Swift.
No, he fucking does not.
Dude, there was a moment,
Remember you
him,
telling me
and-
about this actually?
me, him, and you. I can't believe you don't fucking remember this, Michael. Were by the casino, and a Taylor Swift song was playing, and he goes, "I don't care what anyone says. Taylor Swift is awesome."
No, he did not, bro. How much
He
did I
did,
give?
I
Did I give him
swear.
a lot? Did I give him a lot of shit?
You were eating, so you weren't paying attention.
I just texted him.
So how am I gonna remember it if I'm not paying attention and eating, Chase?
Well, because I busted out loud. I thought you would remember my reaction to it, because I was.
Did I give him a lot of flack after you laughed?
I honestly don't remember. I was just so stunned by it that I don't remember anything else about the conversation.
It's okay. I just texted him.
But
If he doesn't respond in 10 minutes,
That
I'll
he-
call
if
him.
Okay.
Come on, speaker.
All right.
Yeah.
You
Kevin,
know
you're on the
what?
podcast.
He
Answer this
might
question.
lie to you. He might lie to you because it was a long time ago.
Don't tell him it's on the
But
podcast.
he told me-
Just text him after.
He told me that he thought Taylor Swift was one of the best artists of all time. Kevin R.
I think he might be gay. We need to have an intervention.
Why do we need to have
Because
an
he likes Taylor
intervention?
Swift.
Not about him being gay, but about him liking Taylor Swift.
I feel like if there's anyone I don't really think
Is gay?
I need to worry about if he's gay or not is Kevin.
You don't have to worry about
Do
gay
you
people.
remember when we?
Yeah.
Do you remember when
You
we
remember?
were at?
Remember when?
That was the jambalaya story.
Oh man, that shit was pretty good. I forgot, man. That shit was so fucking fun. When we were in the crowd, dude, me and you were like the only motherfuckers that knew the words to every song he fucking played. Me and you
Forget to
were
look
on
at this
beat with
bitch
that
in
shit.
front of me, dude. She like turned around to look at me because I was like, he did Sunday Candy,
Yeah.
which was like no one was really expecting that. I don't
Mhm.
think
And he
he
played some
just
stuff from
decided
when he
to
was
do
with
Sunday Candy,
Mhm.
and so me and Michael were like, you know,
on beat
fucking,
every
because that
word.
was like our jam back then.
Mhm.
And then and I'll never forget this chick in front of me like turned around and gave me like such a like the fuck look. And I was like, fuck you.
Bro,
Yeah.
that was when Chance was at his fucking prime.
Yeah,
Jambalaya, Dallas.
What year was
whatever
that?
year that was.
18?
2017.
2017?
No, we were
16?
like just graduating college. I
High
mean,
school.
just graduating high school.
Still haven't done that.
High school. None of us have graduated fucking college.
Yeah.
High five for that one.
Oh.
No, I was talking about the camera. And all the other people who haven't graduated college that are maybe watching this.
All the 6 other
You
people.
don't need college unless you're going to be a doctor, a nurse, or a lawyer, or something that requires a degree. You could still be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Entrepreneur.
I mean, everybody who's an entrepreneur basically was like,
Fuck this shit.
fuck this shit. Yeah.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Oh, okay.
What, Kevin?
I remember there's a reference of fuck this shit, I'm out. I think it was like a Vine or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
Why? So let's talk about that. Why did they shut down Vine? It's old news, but why did they do that?
Because Twitter bought it and was greedy and just shut it down.
Yeah, well, if they were really greedy, they would have made money off of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, look up
So
what happened with, because I wasn't really paying attention to shit back then. But that's a curious.
It seemed like more of a spite move. Like they just didn't want people being happy.
Why did Twitter kill Vine?
It's like so long ago.
It is. It's really not though. But like so much shit just happens in a goddamn year now.
What? Wait, what year was that, Kevin?
Probably like what, 2015?
Yeah.
It's a whole 5 years ago, dude.
Yeah, but like, I mean, fucking, the civil rights movement was in the 60s. That's like, when you look at time on like a timeline, like that's not even that long.
Yeah.
So like, 5 years is nothing.
So they bought it in, I guess, 2012 and then shut it down 3 years later for, I guess, they were losing money off of it.
Really? So many people were using that though. It was like
Yeah,
the thing.
that. No offense, but Twitter's a fucking liar.
But
I thought they bought it and instantly shut it down.
No, I think it just came public, to public knowledge that it was bought around when it was shut down.
Dude, they bought it the year we got Osama. That was so long ago. Yeah, we got him in 2012.
That would have been 2012, yeah.
Oh, 2012. Oh, yeah. My bad. I was thinking 2015.
It was Osama.
No, shut it down.
Osama started
What?
Vine. Osama bin Laden started Vine.
Osama bin Laden worked for Twitter and bought Vine for Twitter.
Because I remember when Osama bin Laden died, there's this kid back in middle school that was so obsessed with him that he found a picture online of his dead body, whether it was fake or real, and showed it around the entire school. It was so gross and so annoying, but I just remember that day so vividly.
Wait, obsessed with him like he hated him?
No, he was obsessed that he died, like obsessed with his death, and like he wanted to learn about it and everything.
That kid's weird.
And like for a few weeks later, he even said that they dropped his body in the middle of the ocean, where sharks were infested, so they eat his body, or some shit. But
I heard that too, actually.
That's what I heard, yeah. Same shit.
But no, I remember that day so vividly for some reason. I remember it in middle school.
I was listening to this thing today about Osama bin Laden's porn hard drive that they found at his house.
Uh-oh.
When they like got him.
Shit.
Oh, dude, it was super weird. There was like a whole bunch of like hentai and shit on there.
Yeah, he seems like a hentai type of nigga. You know those weird motherfuckers that always be watching anime and shit.
Jacob, you look so focused on us.
I'm sorry, I'm reading, yeah.
You're reading about Osama?
No, I'm reading about Vine. So apparently they sold it 4 months after they made it.
Just a tweet behind.
Vine?
Hold on, let me see.
How much?
Honestly,
how much did the original guys make?
Yeah. Well, they sold it for 30 million, so 30 million at least.
Honestly, you can sell a tech startup for quite a bit.
Well, yeah, no, the dude who made Tender
nothing.
sold it like a week after he made it, but I don't know, for Vine it just seems like a weird thing to sell it 4 months after you make it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The Ravens beating the Browns right now, son.
What's the score?
21-14. Ooh. Oh boy. Motherfucking touchdown ahead. End of second quarter. End of the first half.
Chase, do you remember we were talking when you guys were down here and you said it'd be good, or one of us said it would be good podcast talk? I forgot what we were talking about.
Dude, I say that about so many things now. I get so involved in everything now. Lily wants to come on and do a section about shipwrecks.
And how she informs us about shipwrecks?
Well, like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, no, not like the Bermuda Triangle, like real shipwrecks.
I'll talk to her.
Like about like ships that are in the sea and stuff. Do you know? So there's this cool thing that I didn't know. So like shipwrecks are like at the bottom of the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Like they are shipwrecks, hence the name shipwreck.
Mm-hmm.
But there are these things called derelict ships, and they're ships that aren't at the bottom of the ocean. They're just floating around.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they're not technically like shipwrecks. Like they're still like, they're not all like functioning ships, but they're still like, they still maintain like buoyancy.
How?
Well, because a ship floats on the water,
But how does it float? Like, how does it float underwater?
Well, no, it's not underwater. It's above the water. So a derelict ship is like a ship that's been like, so like the Mary Celeste. Do you know what that is?
It sounds familiar.
So basically, like the captain had to abandon the ship, and they don't really know why. But they found the ship completely abandoned, just floating in, I guess, the ocean. I don't know where they found it. But
You know what it is?
it was like, huh.
It's this rare species that pretty much lives over the ocean. They're constantly flying. They're flying sharks, pretty much. And they swoop down and they take people off of ships. Just swoop them up.
Like a Sharknado type situation?
Almost. Except there's no tornado, it just flies.
Yeah, they're independently flying, not due to a tornado.
Exactly. They're just fucking... They're terrifying beings.
So I think there's a ship in the Great Lakes near Michigan.
Yeah.
That or at least I think it's near the Great Lakes, that is in such pristine condition, and it's one of the oldest shipwrecks to be found. And it's all because of like how deep it is and all the minerals and everything. It's preserving the wood. But it's the oldest. It's the oldest boat to ever be found. Shipwreck.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, wait, is it like...
It's like
but it's
before
under
the Viking. Yeah, it's underwater. It's before the Viking Age and shit.
Holy shit, dude. I didn't know that.
It's a really old boat. I saw a TikTok on it.
Yeah, but they found plenty of ships older than the Viking Age in like Mesopotamia, or not Mesopotamia, the Mediterranean. So it's older than those.
Is it up there? I'm pretty sure it's I think it's in the Great Lakes, but like yeah, it's one of the oldest boats to ever be found, and it's in like almost pristine condition.
But is that in North America or is that the world?
Who bought Oh, I'm sorry. You guys
I can't
are on a
remember off the
totally
top of
different
my
topic.
head. It's been a minute since I've seen this TikTok. Or if I find Chase, do you have TikTok? Because I see a lot of TikToks that I could send to you.
I do, but I don't really check it. I need to brush up on it. I need to brush up on my social media because I do slack a lot.
No, you don't. Social media is what ruins people.
What do you think we're doing?
Social media ruins people.
It ruins people.
This is technically social media.
Yes.
Dude, by default, Kevin, almost all media is a form of social media. Of course, it just because, like, yeah.
Well, I guess in our case right now, we're not saying we're trying to be social media influencers, but that's the role
social media, like back and forth. Like
no, but what I'm saying is that you qualify
with another person.
No, if you define social media as media addressed to an audience,
I'm talking about
that's basically all forms of media.
I'm talking about my definition.
No, I know what you're talking
Only
about,
Michael's definition. No one else's. Fuck your definition, Jacob. Fuck you. No, fuck you. Your definition only.
Kevin's being completely irrational.
No, I think he was making a joke in a way.
Look,
But
I'm embracing the new age. Okay, I'm ready to have computer parts installed in my brain. I'm ready to give my freedoms up to Amazon.
Time out.
I'm
Chase.
ready to be a robot person.
No. We won't talk about that specifically. But I'm just talking about technology in your body that, like a computer chip.
No, it's gonna turn into an argument. Then.
I know your stance. You don't want anything. I know Jacob's stance. I know he doesn't want anything.
no. You don't know my stance.
Didn't we talk about the Elon
A
Musk
little
chip?
bit, but we did talk about it, but apparently you didn't listen because I said thinking logically, it is the logical next step. But
Yes.
sometimes you can't use logic to justify everything. By
Yeah.
all platforms based on logic, the creation of social media was a natural step. But let's look at the behavior it ensues, and you understand that it might not have been the greatest thing. Lots of things are like that.
You don't know how
a lot of
it
people
is
are
until
complaining
you get
about
there.
5G and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
social media was mainly created so people can connect all around the world instantly.
Well, the thing is, people have been trying to do that forever. That's what happened with the fucking telegraph, and then it just becomes more and more different ways for them to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So they invented the telegram. They
Communicate.
invented they started with the like Morse code, like boop 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 boop, and then you got to the actual first telephone, which was like the like speaker and an earpiece thing,
And then
which was
like
honestly
texting
badass.
and emailing and messaging and stuff.
Yeah, and then it just worked its all the way up to a cell phone. So it was the natural next step. But I think we could do with a little less technology in the daily life.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily think it was the best choice, and that's my
So
issue
actually,
with
one thing I want to say
with
about the
brain
social
chips.
media thing before we go into integrating technology with people, like into the human body more, is that I feel the reason I feel the way I feel about social media, like social media platforms, the certain not to be named, but
No,
yeah,
we know
yeah.
what they are. There's only really
But
like 3 or 4.
I think the thing is it's not I said, most of my stuff is people issues, of course, but I would definitely say that people are so focused on what other people think about them who have no way or any way, shape, or form of anything to do with them or will never see them in their life that it changes everything about that person. That's something that like they would never be like that. They'd probably be a better person to be around as well because they're so focused on what everybody else thinks about them when they should do what makes them happy.
Right. There's lots of research into that stuff.
But Chase, are you down to have some technology integrated into your body/brain?
No, I'm not. I was kidding about it earlier. I'm deeply not. Look, here's the deal, right? I could throw this fucking my phone across the room. I could shut this laptop. I could go out and I could run and live with the deer across the street if I wanted to, and I wouldn't have to think about technology at all, right? But if I had it in the back of my fucking head, then I couldn't just be like, like you can't disconnect from it at that point. There's no like putting it down. It's always there with you.
That's a really fucking good description.
It is a good point. Because that's like already kind of the issue with the phone is that people are addicted to it. They can't get away from it, and they can if they wanted to. But
I mean, like I could literally like throw this thing away.
Yeah. But you can't with that. So how are you gonna yeah.
Honestly, I'm always down for advancements in technology. I'll be the
certainly not always down for it.
I'll be the 10 millionth person to get it in my head, but personally, I just think that with society, there are other people that think the same way, but once most of people get it, and once it becomes a normal thing like cell phones, everyone, if not most people, are gonna have them.
Well, yeah, that's cool and all, but that doesn't mean it's good still. It still doesn't define it as good.
I know it doesn't sound like the most luxurious time, Kevin, but think about how simple a time it was when man was a monkey and we were just flinging our shit at each other. It was such a simpler time. You didn't have to worry about fucking geopolitics and the nukes and the. You could just pick up your shit and fling it at the guy that was banging your monkey girlfriend.
So here's a question, Kevin, because like
Are you getting
most
your voices?
innovations in like cell phones and lots of weird things, honestly, like the microwave and stuff like that. A lot of these like breakthroughs that we have are discovered while pursuing
Something
like
else.
well, usually like really difficult physics related experiments, like trying to get to the moon led to the invention of the microwave, you know, um, and just things like it. And so, what do you feel like? You talk about this stuff like, yeah, eventually lots of people will have it and it'll be normal and stuff like that. Like, so what would you say about the nuclear bomb? I know it's not the same thing, but
What do you mean?
like as an invention, as a technological innovation, was it better for the world or worse?
Well, how many times have we dropped a nuke? Once, twice?
There's only been one
So,
So far,
so far.
I feel like we learned our lesson with one, and yeah, true.
What do you mean we learned our
let's say
lesson? We
Uh,
fucking dropped
we
it.
as humans.
Oh, you're talking about the atomic bomb.
let's say old fucking.
There was two of
All
them.
Vladimir boy is
we
having a
learned
bad
was that
day.
nobody was gonna fuck with us after that. That's all we learned.
There was two bombs dropped. Not one.
There was two.
Hiroshima
You're
and
right, you're right.
Nagasaki.
But there was just the one time.
And it is
you know?
atomic bomb, not a nuke.
But yeah, no. I just like as an invention. Do you think it
So,
was?
okay.
Do you think the world is better because of it?
If you want to think of it as an invention kind of thing, personally, I think it was a good thing because right before we dropped those bombs, Pearl Harbor happened. And that's what made us drop that bomb.
Okay,
or
but
those
you don't
bombs.
think
Hold on.
America could have defeated Japan without a nuclear bomb?
Yes,
Check this out.
but what
It's
Thing
not like
about
we were
the
dropping it on a
question-
military base.
So
We
the
dropped it on
thing about the
civilians.
question that you have is extremely tricky because there's no right answer, and the reason because of that
There is a right answer,
no.
actually.
You want to know? You want to know why? The reason why is because people think that there's a difference between order and chaos. One person's order is another person's chaos, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
so there's
I
no
agree.
correct answer to this.
But again, by the same logic that Kevin used earlier about social media, I would say the same thing to you. That anytime that you cast a black and white categorization of something, you are immediately jading yourself to other possibilities. I agree with what you're saying that one person's order is another person's chaos, and you'll always find someone who will be like, no, that's bad, and disagree with you. You can always find them if you're searching for them. But I think the fact that some things are right regardless of what people believe is true. I think that is one of those truths. I wouldn't even call them facts. I'd call them truths, things that are just true.
That's a moral opinion.
No, it's not. It's actually a completely unbiased, no moral relation whatsoever. Some things are just true. We revolve around the sun. That is true.
And you know what? That's okay
We
for you to
rotate
think.
on an axis. That's true. It has nothing to do with how either of you or I feel. So I think
Honest.
But that doesn't mean
But
that a nuke is whatever, like, is good or bad. Like, it's not just a good thing or it's not just a bad thing.
I'm not even talking about nuking people. Like,
That's the question I
Pearl
was
Harbor
stating.
justified our use of the nukes in
Atomic
World War
bomb,
II.
two different
Atomic
things.
bombs. They were different. There has been no nuclear
Large
bombs.
explosions.
Oh,
The
dude,
atomic
the
bomb was
fucking-
one.
Do you hear what the guy said who made The Day After? So you know the movie The Day After Tomorrow? It's about
Yeah.
dropping
Yeah,
nuclear
I know what
bombs,
it's about.
right? He used atomic bombs in that movie, and he was being interviewed, or so I've heard. And they were like, "Oh, why didn't you use like the nuclear bombs we have today?" And he said, "Because if we use the nuclear bombs in that like movie, there would be no Day After Tomorrow."
No, yeah, they're terrible. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that
I
they're
just think
great, but like it's a trick
My
question.
my
as well.
point is that sometimes we invent things, and once you invent something, it doesn't go away. Once you find knowledge, that knowledge is discovered. It's like unlocking achievements on a video game. Once you unlock that achievement, you got it.
Well, whether you like discover it or not, someone else can and will discover it.
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is like, if as a race of, or sorry, not a race, as a species, opposite of race, as a whole species of humanity, we should have the ability to say maybe we shouldn't make something. And I think those brain chips might be one of those things, because while there might be tons of benefits, tons of obvious benefits, you have to think about what are the consequences, like the negative consequences as well. You can't just choose to ignore a set of consequences, because if everyone has chips in their brain in the future, there is going to be an obvious, like, people can hack a computer, so why wouldn't they be able to hack a person at some, obviously this is lots of time down the future, but I mean, if all the population has chips in their brain, it seems like they'd be susceptible to things that electronics are susceptible to.
Well, why would they release a product that would be easily hacked into or whatever and release it to the public, and then
because it's a lot easier to conquer a country from willing sheep than it is to have to invade it
your phone
with an army
if you
and kill
have
everyone.
your social security saved onto your phone, it's easy to get your social security, like easy as fuck.
Yeah,
like your passwords are all the same, easy as fuck. Same concept. So like, why would they release that if it's easy to get your social security, which is what defines you as a person to the government? That's like one of their most important things. Why would they do that? That chip would most likely have your social integrated into that chip in some way, shape, or form, whether it's in your memory or whatever. Because it's most likely, like, if it's connected to your brain, good chance it'll have. I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm not a neuroscientist, but I'm going to assume that it's going to have a lot of accessibility to your brain because you are going to be using it.
Well, yeah. So the way Elon Musk was talking about it wasn't, his goal wasn't to make some sort of like body attachment for, like, entertainment purposes. That wasn't his goal. What he's making, what he's making right now is it's supposed to supplement people who have like dementia.
Yes.
It's just to give their brain the extra functionality that it's missing due to age.
It could, like,
so like if you're
Alzheimer's
colorblind, it'll return your color vision to normal. And if you have Alzheimer's, it'll stabilize your memory. And if you I don't know what else it can do, but it's.
So I agree. There's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons.
I guess. Let me.
So my issue. Chase. I'm sorry to cut you off here, Kevin, but my issue is, when's the moment when people stop becoming human? When's the moment where we like? Because really, like, when you think of a machine, you think of a very like ones and it literally runs on a code of ones and zeros. Yes or no, black or white.
So I guess we're looking at this chip thing as a whole and its full capabilities. What if we just narrowed it down?
That's what you need to do. If you're not looking at it that way.
No. What if we just narrowed it down and said this chip cures Alzheimer's? And let's say you have Alzheimer's and it cures it, and all they have to do is put it in your brain and it connects the internet, and it like maybe not connects the internet, but
it doesn't need internet connection.
Or
I want to respond to what Kevin's saying really quick. Okay.
But specifically for disease, not social media, not your phone. Specifically, this chip is made for disease.
But touching on, I think what Jacob was saying earlier is that people don't know when to stop. People don't know when to stop. We don't have this is it. That we're good here. We're like, well, we could do this with it, so we do that. And then there's no taking that back once we do it.
That's
a very slippery slope. It's just going to snowball effect. It's a snowball effect right now. What would stop this snowball from going, this technology snowball? Nothing is going to stop it.
No, nothing is going to stop it. And that's,
We're basically describing human nature. We're born to advance. We're born to take the next leap and go.
Kevin,
go
I agree with
mile.
you. We're born to advance, but what do you define advancement? Do you define that by making fancy gizmos, or do you define
any form of technology?
I would have is technology. I would have to disagree. That's just one thing. If advancement is what you're talking about, then the advancement of like physical human stature is not advancing.
No,
we're
no, no,
able
no,
to
no.
advance
That's
our
not what
lifeline.
my. Hold on. Can
I
can
know,
we just
but
kind of
you
ignore what
said
he just said?
advancement.
Why?
Because or not ignore, but just like because I was making a totally different point, and I don't know if it was heard.
I'll say it.
I was saying that like what you define as advancement is technological advancement. There are multiple ways of advancing, and what I think the most important advancement is human maturity, like as a species, the ability to regulate, govern, and function at the highest possible level as a species. And by doing that, you will create technological advancements. But you have to start at like your core. We're all just people. And if we have to learn to regulate ourselves before we can start making weapons that actually hold the capacity to destroy the planet. You know? Because if you gave nukes to a bunch of children, or knives, we don't use nukes. If you gave knives to a bunch of children, any adults around would say that you're a terrible parent.
Well, then this
Or
also
person.
brings you to the nature versus nurture.
Well, that's always at the basis of most arguments, to be
So-
honest.
Then
There's no, yeah. I mean, I
No.
could, right
This-
and wrong answer.
yeah, yes and no. Actually, yes, but it goes back into just knowing the advancements of us and our brain and how we work.
You think everybody right now is capable of doing that?
No, because we don't know anything really about the brain compared
Yeah.
to its full capabilities. But without technology advancements, we wouldn't be able to, I guess, do that.
But there's more than just technology to advancing. Like I said, I think if as people we advanced ourselves first, the technology would follow. Right now, if it was like a line graph, technology is here and people are like here, meaning we don't have the brains to use our technology.
You
You have
talking,
to switch those things.
you talking about like moral stature or like explain it more, elaborate.
Yeah,
I mean,
speaking moral,
you could call it a moral stature. I mean, I suppose that would be the best, or like a moral sort of agreement, but really it's just more enlightenment, I would say. We need a higher level of educated people. You know what I'm saying? Like as time goes on, we need to focus less on creating technology and more on educating people. Because the more educated people there are, the more advancement there will be.
So wait a minute. That was what the idea for the internet was. Having
In a
the
way, I mean, the internet was actually designed by the military as a form of communication, and it
Okay.
became something later. But
Okay, but wait a minute. It is the source of all information right now. Like, if you want to find something out, you can almost pretty much Google it and figure it out.
yeah, but the problem is you're right. We have the technology to do it, but as people, we choose to watch videos of Nicki Minaj talking about her wet fucking pussy, and we choose to watch videos of teenage girls dancing to fucking horrible ass lyrics and shit. Like that's what people choose to do. We're still monkeys in here, but we have technology to literally destroy worlds and fucking decimate people. It's ridiculous. And
it's
the knowledge
a
of
moral.
all
It's a
the universe
moral and like what
from our
people,
perspective.
yeah, well, you see, that's the thing is people are more concerned about having fun and doing their shit rather than
And that's
what's
my
best
point.
for
That's
everybody.
what I'm saying is you have to focus on educating people before you progress society with technology.
But
because
you
a
can't make
society
everybody
doesn't
agree. So
use
that
society
I
through
agree.
technology in ways.
I agree. Like that would everybody would have to be on the same wave track and everything. But we all know. Like I agree. I agree. You are correct. Everybody would
Thank you.
have to be on the same wave, like be on the same track and agree on everything. For
Not
it
on
to
the
work.
exact same tread. No, not on the same tread.
Agree
We just
on-
have to have the same base principles. That's it. Just some simple
So the same
agreements.
track.
Like
The
just
same.
simple
They have
agreements
the
like
same.
life is better than death.
So
Money
That's
is
earth-
better than poverty, Just simple things like that. That's all it has to
you
be.
mean things that are already like that? Some people don't want to have money, like a lot of
No,
money.
I know. That's what I'm
So,
saying.
then-
But that's
then
why
you
I'm not
have-
saying that you have to get rid of
Hey,
everyone.
one at a time.
Yeah, sorry. It's something you have to work on constantly. There's no end to it.
So then you'd have to weed out people. That's what I think the issue is.
No,
is
you
that-
wouldn't have to weed out people, but you just have to constantly work at it. You can't ever stop progressing yourself. It's something you take on
Everybody is going to be
individually,
different and
and
have their
something
own
that
opinion.
every individual inside of our species works at in unison.
Disagree. The reason I disagree with that is because everybody will have their own opinion and be different in some way.
Yeah,
Whether they
yeah,
agree
no,
with that or
I
not.
know.
So
You don't
like,
have to tell me
some
about
people
it.
will
But that's
agree
why
and some people
work
won't
on it.
agree. So what are you going to do with those people who don't agree? To
You
your
don't. You
basic
can't
standards.
tell anyone what's right or what's wrong. You let them live their lives. I mean, we have laws just like we have now and stuff. So like
But what if
murder and
those
stuff
people
is
don't
still off
agree
the
with,
table.
with the things
But
that you're listing as your basic principles?
no, it's. Wait,
You
I'm
said
sorry.
you have
What was that
basic.
last part?
You said that these people would have to agree on basic
Yeah,
principles.
I
That's
don't
what you
have
said.
the answers
So,
for you, Michael.
I'm not saying
sorry
that
I
what
haven't
are those basic.
solved
I'm
the
not.
world
Time.
peace yet.
Wait a minute. I'm not saying that what are you gonna? What happens with those people? Like, do they get weeded out? What? Because not obviously, there's no way to say that these
I
people are
don't
all
think
going to
there's
agree.
I don't imagine a one world government or anything like that. Those people are free to live in their land and do as they please. You can't freedom of speech. I believe in that. You can't police anybody's thoughts. But it's good, but without a destination, you can't decide on a direction to go.
I
And
think-
maybe sometimes you find out you're going the wrong way. So you get a new destination and you go that way. But all I'm saying is that these people we need to work on figuring that out. I think we have figured out that technology is not the destination we need to be heading for right now. That's basically my point. It's time to shift focus.
I think we
you
should shift
figured out-
focus.
I think we should definitely shift focus,
yeah.
though.
First of all, I'm gonna end the argument on this. I think we have figured out that maybe technology is not the way, but civilization as a whole has not.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's yeah.
That was a very long
Yeah.
rant. Like, at least a good 15, 20
This
minutes.
is why I didn't want to get into that portion. I knew it would go on for a long time. I told you it would, bro. I literally at the beginning, you can cut.
I don't think anybody has ever disagreed at the fact that it would.
You could go back and show
Here's
them
the
that, but
thing.
I knew
It's a good
that
topic.
because we talked about it before. That's why. It's because we know we've talked about it more than once before too. So we know how it plays out. And this actually went to a different area than it did last time, which is pretty cool. And I like to have that conversation. But I really do. I like to see his viewpoint,
No,
whether I
I
agree with it or
yeah.
not. Like I still like
Here's
to.
One of the best
Here's
parts
the
of life to me.
Here's the thing: technology is evil. George Bush did 9/11. Al Gore called global warming. Okay.
What? Al Gore,
Perfect.
wait, say that again. Say it again. Say the thing about Al Gore. Say it one more time. I did not hear
Al
you.
Al Gore caused global warming.
I thought you said Al Gore was called as president and then did not win.
Oh.
Because he did. That did happen.
All right, that's a great way to end the podcast. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.